I personally think, in my opinion, I wouldn't necessarily say it's like heavy metal music.
Sure.
I think I forget his name right now, but the guy from Mudvayne,
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
forget his name, has great range and
Yes.
is great at screaming.
Yes.
Chester Bennington,
Phenomenal.
and
Icon. Rest in peace.
yes, and the guy who did Bullet from a Valentine.
Oh yeah.
I think those three guys are.
And they are heavy metal. So this is me being a nerd. So call it whatever you want.
So like, is whenever they scream,
Yeah.
this is something that like, I mean, like whenever I'm singing in my car, or something
Yeah.
like that, I'll try to like recreate it, and I can for the most part kind of do it, but I'm not. But it's like I don't have that skill.
Right.
So is it really like a throat thing, or is it a diaphragm?
So it's a bit of both. So when I started actually learning vocals, there was a teacher at the time, and this was early, 2016? Okay, so about 8, 9 years ago now. There was a teacher that used to coach all Bullet for My Valentine, all these bands, Mudvayne. She had a huge roster of vocalists she would coach as a music teacher, and her name was Melissa Cross, right? Me being the nerd I am, I bought the DVD with my first paycheck, and that's when I really I don't know what it was. I think it was. Oh, actually, I do. No. So I saw my first local band in Indiana at the Emerson Theater. Right. I took my friend, blown away, and it was one of those epiphany moments where I was just like,
Light bulb.
it was that light bulb, and I was just like, this is what I'm meant to do. Because by the end of my senior year, I took a film literature class, right? And the end goal was always to be like a film director, but I was like, that's so much work. I don't even know how to cross that bridge. But I always loved music. I was just like, maybe I could use music, build myself up through music, and then use that as a catapult into film and media. Because a lot of the times they go hand in hand, right?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
So when I saw that show, I saw this local band, and they're like some of my closest friends now, called Crunkosaurus Rex, and that's where I was just like, holy crap. Like, it's possible. It's not just a pipe dream. It's not a figment of my imagination, right? I saw a path.
Saw it.
Yeah,
happen.
Exactly. So that's when I dived more into vocal work, because I was like, learning guitar at that level, too much time. Drums, bass, too much time. I just didn't. I wanted to make it the fastest and most quickest way, but be efficient. And I always liked the idea of being a frontman, because I did theater and I did a lot of things in high school. That
You're
kind of
okay
shit.
with putting yourself out.
Exactly. I was never afraid of that. Like, maybe internally, sure, but externally, I did not give a crap. Right. So I looked into Melissa Cross, found out she'd trained all these, got her DVD, and started learning how to do it. And when you learn initially, you have to understand there's two types of vocal screaming that you can pursue. So the bands that you named oftentimes come from, it's known as a fry scream. When you do the fry, it's like in the back of your throat, right? Once you perfect it and push, then you use that with your diaphragm, or known as a pump.
Push that air.
Correct. So it's like, and you just get into that scream,
I
right?
hope the audio listeners are okay, right?
Sorry, guys. Yeah, fair warning. But yeah, so it's just like, waking, right? It's like, waking the demon, waking the demon. And then you kind of just
put two and
two together and connect those dots together. And that's how Chester does his 15-second screen that he's known for, right?
For giving up.
Giving up, exactly. And that's where a lot of those rock, metal, grunge, whatever you want to call it, that's where they were able to go singing like this, right? It sounds so goofy without music playing.
Amira, how are we doing? Thumbs up? Okay. All right.
I love it, dude. I have no shame, no filter. But yeah, so to anyone that's watching this, that's kind of how I fell into this thing of metal vocals. And yeah, music's just been a huge part of my life. It's been oftentimes an escape. It's been therapy. It's been a cure to my mental health. You know what I mean? And I think that can correlate to a lot of people, whether it's pop music, whether it's theater music, whether it's any kind of music. You know what I mean? I feel like it's one of the few things, if not the only thing, that truly connects people across the globe.
It's funny you said that. I saw a survey recently that said that music is the only creative art that can actually affect someone on at least all 5 of their senses.
Yeah,
Which
true.
which is just amazing to me.
Yeah, it's, man, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. So it's so true. There's times where, like, while I may perform metal vocals and that's my go-to genre of music that I listen to on most cases, I love show choir and like show tune music and theater esque music, like musicals, right? I've done a musical theater. Yeah. And Dear Evan Hansen, beautiful musical, beautiful play as well. And the story of Dear Evan Hansen is this guy was essentially like severely bullied throughout school, and his therapist kind of tells him, "Hey, write down a letter of how you feel, how you think, how everything like that." Right? And I might be butchering the plot a little bit, but bear with me. Um, in short, he meets a guy named. He had broken his arm, right, in the musical, and no one would sign his cast. Right, he was kind of like an outcast. Right, right. I related that to that a lot, mainly on the sheer fact that I was about the only Indian kid. I had a very, while I was familiar in a lot of social circles, by the end of my senior year, there was only like one group that I really like jived with, but at the time I didn't realize I had put on this mask, right? Mask of emotions that we like protect ourselves from, right? So in the musical, Evan Hansen is the only one that writes him. He writes a letter to Evan Hansen, which he wasn't meant to see at all. Okay, Evan Hansen signs his cast, and that's why he writes the letter to him, right? Of him being close friends with him, when in reality he never knew him, so he could relate to somebody. The following day, the school finds out, he finds out that Evan Hansen had committed suicide. Right? But their parents find that letter that was never meant to be seen, and they think all of a sudden the whole plot is people thinking Evan Hansen was seen by this kid, the main character, right? And there's a song in there called "You Will Be Found," and I cry, like I don't care, like I cry every time I listen to that song because it hits all those senses, like you were saying, like it makes me relate to that character. I'm able to put myself into those shoes. And I truly believe only the power of music, no matter how it's sung or spoken or performed, can transcend most audience listeners or people into those feelings. You know what I mean? You could truly relate to somebody that's not just empty words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I firmly believe like music has that ability, and that's what, even in metal, oftentimes when people think of metal, they think it's just screaming or like nothing is making sense, or they have a stigma around them. And in a lot of ways, sure, okay, there is a stigma, but it's the one time where I could go to a concert or a festival and I could see groups of people, hundreds of people, not afraid to be themselves.
Yeah.